Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another MMATakeover.com special interview. My name is Keith Schillen. Today we're going to do something completely different, completely new. I'm going to interview two fighters at the same time. Those two fighters are Kody Nordby and David Baxter, two of the most exciting fighters in Southern New England, both coming out of the CES MMA organization. Kody is a former bantamweight Thailand challenger with an 8-4 record and has won 5 of his last 6 fights. David Baxter is a 4-1 MMA fighter on a 2-fight winning streak, and in his last fight, he has a submission victory over Dan Cormier, who is Kody's teammate. Both these fighters are fighting at CES 42 on March 31st at Twin River Casino in Lincoln, Rhode Island. The catch, these two fighters are fighting each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Kody Nordby and David Baxter. How you guys doing? Let's get Kody first. Kody, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. David, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing good.
Cool.
Right now, but
cool. So this is the second time we've had Kody on. This is the first time we've had David on. Just to recap, just in case someone didn't hear the first time we spoke with Kody. Kody, tell us how you got into MMA.
I got into MMA at a young age, man. You know, I was wrestling since I was little, so coming up through high school, I had a friend of mine, actually a mutual friend of mine and yours, Joshua Raymond, reach out to me when he saw me in the newspaper from high school wrestling. And he had contacted me asking me to go down to Manny's gym at the time.
Yeah.
And so I went down, helped out the guys with some wrestling. You know, MMA was kind of a whole new thing for me. So when I stepped in, you know, when I was done the wrestling class, Josh asked if I wanted to stick around, and I just fell in love with the sport, man.
All right, and obviously you've been really successful. You've already challenged for the title. You've been on TV. You've been in main events, co-main events. You're in one of the most publicized fights in this card coming up next weekend. Now, David, let's talk about you. How did you get into MMA?
I kind of just fell into it. You know, I was bored. I was 18, 19, bored, nothing to do. I always wanted to try boxing. Found US MMA, started doing the Thai boxing, and then started competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments not long after that. And the rest is history, you know. Like, just got the bug, and one thing after another, you know.
Now, David, how long have you been doing mixed martial arts?
Probably about 10 years now.
10 years. Well, how old are you?
Just turned 30.
Wow, you're not a spring chicken. I thought you were going to be younger than that. Cody, how old are you?
Wow, David's old as fuck, man. I'm 24.
20. Hey, listen, I'm older than him, so calm down there, Cody. I'm a significant older than him. Anyways, so let's get right to it. Obviously, Cody's excited. He wants to get right into it. Kody, he's obviously a great fighter, but he's an even better trash talker. So let's get right into it. Kody, in recent interviews, you've said that David is garbage. He's not on your level. You're surprised that he's even fighting pro, that this is an easy paycheck for you. And then the line that I keep hearing more than anything is that he should thank you for being on TV. Now, Kody, what do you see in David's game, or what weaknesses do you see in his game to make you say these kind of comments?
Everything, man. When I watched him versus Dan Cormier, you know, I practice with Dan, so I obviously know everything about Dan. I seen a lot of holes in the wrestling. A lot of holes with him up against the cage, him even pressing Dan up against the cage. Control, I guess you can say. So I think control is his weakness. I think all around, you know, there's levels to this shit, man. And me personally, I just don't think he's on my level. If I go back and I look at David's record, you know, he's fought guys who are 0-0, 1-1, 0-0, 2-6, 5-6. You know, nothing too special. And look at the guys who I've fought and beaten. You know, I've gone in there with Dennis Piva, who's a killer, and took him out in the first round. I went in there with Andre. We went all the way to the 5th round before I got flanked. You know, I'm just fighting these high level guys, and when you know, it's not apples to apples here. It just doesn't even compare.
Yeah, just so those people at home doesn't know, he said Andre. He's talking about Andre Soukhamthath, who is currently still technically the CES bantamweight champion. He just went over to the UFC, fought at UFC 209 against Albert Morales. A really killer fight. If you've ever seen it, check it out. So let's flip that on you, David. So obviously he's talking this big game. I'm sure you obviously disagree with what he's saying. What weaknesses do you see in Kody's game?
Cliche shit, you know?
I'm sorry.
Cliche. Like, everyone says the same shit. Oh, they don't belong in the same cage. They don't belong in the same ring. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not worried about it.
So let's flip that around.
Talk all he wants.
Okay. So what weaknesses do you see in Kody's game that you plan to exploit?
None.
Boxing.
His boxing?
His boxing. He, like I said, like it's just like a trash talk. It's cliche. Big overhands, big hooks, wrestle. You know, it's the same thing. I don't see anything that scares me on the feet. I mean, yeah, his wrestling's strong. I respect his wrestling. Like, but when it comes down to it, I just don't think he's the boxer I am.
All right, so I'm gonna stay with you for a second there, David. Obviously, you've already just beat his teammate Dan Cormier, who's known for his wrestling too. He's a great. He was a Rhode Island state finalist in wrestling. He's actually the wrestling coach at Triforce. And you've already in your 5 fights, you've displayed a very well-rounded game where I've seen you out-wrestle guys. I've seen you, obviously you caught Cormier in a submission, different things. Do you believe that you can out-wrestle Kody? Because Cody's known for his wrestling and specifically his grappling. Do you believe that you can out-wrestle and out-grapple him?
Wrestle, maybe not, but I can definitely out-jiu-jitsu him.
Kody,
what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, let me step in real quick. So, out jiu-jitsu, that's just not true. I don't agree with that, and obviously he's going to say his jiu-jitsu is strong, but, my question to David is, would you like to see this fight stay on the feet? Because I'm willing to keep this fight staying on the feet. Absolutely. Not 100%.
I'll box with you. Box with you any day.
All right, man. We're going to throw hands this fight, man. One of us is getting knocked out.
All right.
So
yeah, Keith, man, you heard it here. I will not take David down.
Okay. So Kody.
I will not take David down. I'm in there with Greg Ravello, Marcelo Gradi. I'm flying with Rob Font. I can name drop all day, but all these guys that I'm training with are just hardcore fucking guys that I'm really working with. That are really working my hands, cleaning them up, making them crisp, and I guess I'll just showcase them next Friday.
Yeah, Kody, you've been training with Triforce. You've been training with Sit Yo Tong. You've talked about opening up your hands. You saw your hands a little bit more in your last fight than you did in fights previous. But this fight, you're saying, I'm coming out, I'm going to bang with the guy. Now, David's a little bit of a taller fighter. He's a long, lengthy fighter. You're kind of a short, muscle head kind of guy. You're kind of stocky.
Yeah, you see the last guy I fought?
Yeah, he's a similar build than David.
Yeah, man, that dude was longer than a Monday, man. He was like 5'8" or something. 5'9".
Kody, how long were you practicing that line?
Say that again?
I said, how long were you practicing that line longer than a Monday?
I just Googled it, bro.
No, I like that. That was pretty. I like that. That's pretty, I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna use that. I like that line. Okay. So the range, you're not worried about the range of David at all. He's a long right. He obviously, I've seen his fights. He likes to use the jab. He likes to use a long straight right. You're not worried about his range at all.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, we know that. We've been watching video on David, and like I said, I've seen his last fight, and Rob Font's not a little dude either. He's taller. Let's see, Sweet Red. He's not a short guy either. So I'm in there with guys who are all like longer strikers, and we're ready for that.
So David, let's talk about this. I got 2 questions for you. What guys are you working with to help you for Kody style?
I work with Billy G. Vanilla. He's a good, strong wrestler.
Really sucks.
Working with my coaches, and just staying focused on my game.
All right, so my second part of the question to you is, do you believe Kody when he says that he's willing to stand up and bang you the whole time and he won't shoot?
I mean, you can say it all you want, but once you eat a straight right, it might revert back to what you know, like wrestling.
I'm going to smile right back at you and give you one right back.
All right, so it's a question now, Kody. You're coming down from bantamweight. You fought at flyweight before. Then you went up to bantamweight. Your last fight was at bantamweight. Then you and your coach have been talking. You're coming down to flyweight into David's division. My question to you is,
Yep.
you've already, one of the things you said in a recent interview is that the hardest thing for you in this fight will be the weight cut. So my question is how are you feeling right now with that weight cut, and what is your current walk around weight? We are 8 days before the weigh-ins.
It's actually really good, man. I'm low 30s, and I feel fantastic.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you say what exactly the weight? I didn't hear.
I'm walking around right now at the low 30s, and I feel
Okay.
great. I feel really good. A lot better than I did when I was cutting down to 35.
Okay. Are you changing anything in the weight cut, like to help you get down? Like, are you doing anything different?
Big thing, man. I've been dieting for the last 8 weeks, and that's a big difference in my game. I feel great. I'm not eating junk. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
right after my last fight, I jumped right back in. It was actually that night that it was right after I fought Garcia that me and Pat had talked about fighting Baxter. So right from there, I started dieting and getting ready.
So, David, flip that around to you. I mean, obviously, making flyweight for any man is tough. You're in your 30s. I know as I get older, it's harder to keep the weight down. What is your current weight for the fight?
I'm in the low 30s as well right now. I'm feeling good. I've done this my entire pro career right now, making 25. Like, pretty much got it down to a science at this point.
All right, so just for the record, because, I mean, every time someone talks about moving down weight, we're not really worried about you, David, because you said you fought at 125 a lot. Kody, 100%, there's no way you miss weight.
I never miss weight, man. I never miss weight in my wrestling career, never missed weight in fighting, and I don't plan on starting now.
All right, so you said, Kody, in the past that you were surprised to get David. Like, you didn't expect that name. Why were you surprised by that?
Why did I suspect what? I'm sorry.
I've heard in other interviews you said that you were surprised to be offered David. Like, why were you surprised by David being offered to you?
I was just surprised because, honestly, like I said, with who I fought and who he fought, and I feel we're just on two different wavelengths. But this is David's shot. That they're giving David his one-time shot on TV, man. So they obviously see something in David, and they want to see what he can do, and they're gonna put him up against me, and we're gonna bang on Friday, and we're gonna see something, man. I got him on TV though, so that's fucking cool.
David, do you believe that you're on TV because you're fighting Kody, or do you believe that you've earned that right to be on TV?
Nah, I definitely earned that. Could have been Kody, could have been anybody else that were going to give me that spot.
Okay. So let's go. I just want to, the two big advantages I see in this fight, and I'm going to try to be as neutral as I can be. Obviously, Cody's been in a lot more fights. Even though he's a younger fighter, he's been in a lot more fights. So my question to you, Kody, is how much of the experience factor, not only have you been in more fights, but you've been in more publicized fights. I mean, the fight with Andre might be the most, I would say, the most publicity a CES fight has got since their opening one with David Batista in it. I mean, I can't think of one that has got that much publicity. Do you believe that's an advantage because you've been in later on when the lights are on, when the crowd is really rocking? Do you feel that's going to be an experience? It's going to be an advantage for you in this fight?
I think it's just, yeah, man, definitely. Experience is huge. Like I said, I'm training with a lot of guys who's got way more experience than I do. So, I'm getting that training. I'm getting all the experience I fought. It's really, in this sport, it's really about who you surround yourself with and what you do with the information that they give you, man. And, like I said, I'm 8-4. I went 4-0 as an amateur, undefeated. So yeah, I think the experience is definitely big. If I do find myself in trouble at any point in a fight, I know how to get out. Look at my last fight. I broke my foot in the first round, and I still ended up pulling the win, man. So experience is huge in this game.
All right, so let's flip that to David. David, are you worried about the experience factor at all?
Not at all. Nah, man. Like, this could be in a backyard for all I care. It doesn't matter who's there, who's watching. I'm there to win, and I'm there to fight.
Okay. Now the big advantage I see, obviously, in David is I mean, there's other stylistic. I don't want to get. I'm not a coach. I don't want to get into stylistic differences. But the advantage of Kody cutting weight, him coming down in weight, you're more comfortable at 125. Do you believe that Kody might gas out as the fight gets longer, as a lot of guys have when they've cut the weight?
Yeah, I think he's going to gas out. I've watched some videos on him. He seems to gas out, like, in the second round sometimes, huffing and puffing. Like, he's got that look, that, like, oh, shit kind of look. So, I mean, yeah, especially with the weight cut and judging by his size, like, might be sooner that he gasses out. Throwing everything into every single one of his punches. So, only so much water getting to those muscles.
Kody,
I'm going 5-minute rounds. I'm going 5-minute rounds. I'll go 3 5s all day.
All right.
All right, so Kody, let me ask you this.
I'm not anticipating it being that long.
I'm sorry, Kody, what did you say?
I said I don't anticipating it being that long.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, Kody, let me ask you this question. What does a win over David do for your career?
Fucking sets me back, bro. Looks bad, man. It's a lose-lose situation, dude. No, man. A win over David puts you right into the 125 division, man. I think on Tapology he's like ranked number 5 of flyweight, so that should shoot me right up. You know, after David, I'll be making some noise for the 125-pound belt. I was a force in the 135 division. I plan on being a force in the 125 division. You know, I'm not looking past Baxter at all, so I don't want you to think that. But after this fight, if I come out with a win, I'll definitely be making noise for the belt.
Okay. And who do you want next? Is there any talks of a title shot, anything like that?
Well, Gary Neiman's doing pretty good at 125, so
yeah.
I think that'll be a good fight for CES to put together for the belt.
All right, now I'm going to flip that around to David. David, what does a win over Kody do for your career?
Holy shit, that motherfucker's going to the UFC, bro. If he beats me, he's going to the UFC.
Yeah. No, he's just another obstacle to climb this ladder, you know? I'm looking for the belt. You know, I'm looking at the top of this division, and they're just putting like a little road bump in front of me.
Okay. And what's next for you? You beat Kody. Is anybody you want to call out? You got to call for a title shot, anything like that?
I know Candeleiro's got a winning streak going. I'd like to break that streak. But yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start wrapping this up. Kody, I'm gonna go to you first. Actually, no, I'm gonna go to David first because I expect a little more fireworks from Kody. David, let's hear your prediction for the fight.
My prediction of the fight?
Yeah, what's the prediction?
If he wants to stand and bang, it's going to be over in the first round.
And obviously you're predicting you win by knockout?
Yeah.
Okay. Flip around. Kody, what's your prediction?
I'm going to knock him out with something safety as fuck, dude. It's not going to be no boring fucking straight right hand or some shit. It's going to be like a spinning fucking back kick or like a spinning back kick, something crazy. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. I can't. I gotta be honest. I can't wait to see this fight. Kody, my last question for you is: have you submitted to the takeover?
Yeah, man. My name's Kody Norby, and I submitted to the MMA takeover.
David, my last question to you is: have you submitted to the takeover?
This is David Baxter, and I submitted to the MMA takeover.
Guys, I just want to wish you both luck. I'm not going to be cheering for either one of you guys. I mean, I'm so excited for this fight. Make sure CES has a poll on Twitter. What's fight are you most excited for? Make sure you vote for this fight. This is going to be the best fight of the night. Two really good prospects in the 125 division. The winner of this fight is the sky's the limit. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our exclusive interview with Kody Nordby and David Baxter. Make sure to check out their fight at CES 42 on March 31st at Twin River Casino in Lincoln, Rhode Island. You can also watch it live on Access TV. Also, if you want to receive the best MMA coverage, head over to our website, themmatakeover.com. That's themmatakeover.com. You can also check us out on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks for listening.